Hey guys, Apollo back again, and today we're going to be talking about something that I think pretty much across the board, every manga tuber or manga talker or just manga collector in general has talked about before. I want to talk about how I actually got into manga, and then what kept me into the hobby, and then my slow decline in the hobby. So I first got into manga when I was, I think, about 9 or 10 years old. And so this was about 2004 to 2006. And this is when the Shonen Jump magazine was really big in the United States. And they would send us over the monthly magazines. So every month, I remember these magazines were $5 each. I would go to Walmart with my mom, we'd pick them up, and I would just devour the entire magazine every single month. And even to this day, I still have all of my magazines at home in Kentucky. So this continued for, I don't even know, until I was 11 or 12. So probably started around 8 and went until I was about 11. When randomly, on the same day that I went to go get a magazine, I saw a volume of Takemibachi and Naruto. I think it was volume 20, and I somehow convinced my mother to purchase me both of those volumes, just randomly, along with the magazine. And so those two volumes is what started it all, and the rest is history. So over the next 14, 15 years, I went on a major collecting spree. So whenever I would get an allowance, or anytime I would finish a job, I would go mow lawns, or I would help my dad with chores, or whatever the case may be, helped on the farm, I would take my money and pull it up, and then once I had enough, because back then manga volumes were $7 a pop, take my money, and then my mom would take me to Barnes & Noble every month, or sometimes Walmart, or whatever, and I would just purchase manga. And I remember distinctly, so up until I was in high school, I graduated in 2013. So in 2013, in May, I think I had somewhere around between 600 and 1,000. I don't remember the exact number, but it was a good portion of manga. I had a large collection. I was very, very proud of it. So in 2013, I started deciding that I've had a job for a couple of years. I'm going to do some serious collecting now. And so I remember I did some pretty serious hauls during this time, and around 2013, my favorite manga at this point, I think was Naruto. This was roughly when it was getting really, really big towards the climax. I think we were somewhere between volume 50 and 60, maybe a little further than that. But I was seriously digging Naruto. It was easily my favorite manga of all time. I hadn't read a lot of anything other than shonen at this time, unfortunately. But I remember that I had caught up to Naruto finally. And then on January 4th, 2014, my house burned down. And I lost everything. Luckily, we had house insurance. I lived with my parents at the time. They had house insurance. So, I got a good portion of money. I didn't get anything even close to what my collection was worth, but the money needed to go towards the house, and that's what we did. Anything that was left over after the build, we put towards my manga collection. And I think I went from having about 1,400 volumes, 1,300 volumes, to maybe 120. And so I had to essentially start over. Fast forward quite a bit of time. So I am 29 today, But fast forwarding from when I was 18 in 2013 to, I think it was about 21 or 22, so this would have been in about 2015, 2016, is I think when Naruto ended. I don't know the exact year it ended. But at this point, I had started a little known channel called Apollo Gray. Around this time, it was like very, very late 2016, I think. Like August to December, somewhere in there. And at this point, I had, I want to say, somewhere in the range of 300 or 400 volumes that I had recollected. And I kept that channel going for at least 2.5 years. And then I sporadically posted for about 2 more years. I ended up accumulating about 2,100 volumes during that time of collecting for 4 years. And in this like time of collecting and like time of like exuberant enthusiasm for me, I like truly fell in love with manga. I mean, even to this day, I don't think I'll ever have that level of enthusiasm for the hobby as I did back then. It was, I think maybe my life stream was to have a library, which I kind of did actually. But I wanted like an office to myself where I could just arrange the books however I wanted. That was my dream. And I would still love that today. But that was like the dream of, early 20s me. So going forward through this collection, I wish I had pictures. If I had known to take pictures of all of these mangas, or actually I had videos, but I deleted my channel because I'm not super intelligent. But I went through all of these changes, and I lost my collection when our house burned down. Well, in 2021, when COVID was in full swing, I decided to do something that I had never done before. So I had moved out before of my parents' home on a couple of occasions. But I decided to move to a completely different state. So I moved from Kentucky to Kansas, and I brought my entire collection with me. Well, in that move, I lost a lot of manga. Not just in the direct move, because I did mail some stuff to that house that ended up getting lost because USPS is amazing. But also, while I was living there, there was a lot of mold, a lot of bugs, and the apartments were just very poorly managed. The maintenance was terrible. And so a lot of my books, actually, even my novels, got book mold on them. And they were soggy, which was super weird to me because I hadn't even noticed it at the time. And my bookshelves were rotting. Come to find out that there was a almost consistent leak from the people above me, which I was on the ground floor. And it was pulling in the carpet below us, and then it was dripping below or behind my shelves, getting in there, getting everything moist, and with the humidity of Kansas, it was just causing a lot of issues, causing mold. So there was that. And then the icing on the cake was that our water systems all backflooded. So all of the sinks, the dishwasher, everything just kind of backfilled and flooded the apartment. So everything on the bottom shelves of my manga shelves, if they weren't already destroyed, because at this time I think I had taken everything off the shelves and put them in a separate corner on the floor, away from that damage, because I thought that would be safe until I got a new setup. A lot of them was damaged because I was at work at the time, so all the manga on the bottom got soggy, and then they lost their grip on the books on top of them, and then everything fell on the floor. So I lost, I want to say, like 800 volumes in that like fiasco alone. So then it was it was May of 2022. I moved from Kansas City to Indianapolis for work. And of my original like 2,200 volumes, I want to say about 1,400 left that were, no, I had like 900 left because I lost several hundred. I lost like 4 boxes in the move, and then all the boxes that got wet. So I had like 900, 800, something like that. I sold like 5 or 6 series in that move to help fund some maintenance for my car. So by the time I got to Indianapolis, I remember I had one bookshelf with I think it was like 100 and something volumes, and then the rest of it I put in storage with the intent to mail it to my mom. That never happened. I ended up selling everything in storage because work became more and more stressful, and funds were running low. And then in January of 2023, I lost my contract with my employer. So I had to move from Kansas City to Kentucky. And in that move, I had about 180 volumes. I sold 2 series shortly after moving back. That put me below 100. And then now, in April of 24, I moved to where I am now. And I think my last count was 110 volumes. So that is my journey with manga. That was a lot more than I expected to go into, but it was kind of fun to recount. So, all in all, if you're still here watching, after everything, after like going through multiple collections and having to like start over, because that's what I'm doing now, all this money that's like been wasted, like 2 of the times I had insurance to help cover the loss, but I had so much other stuff that manga was just on the back foot. I didn't even prioritize manga at the time. So like, thousands and thousands of dollars like down in the drain. Any sane person would probably tell me to stop collecting. And there for a long time, I did. Like, I don't think I bought a single volume from like October of 2023 until like yesterday. I think yesterday was my first time buying a new volume of manga, and it's not here yet. It'll be here tomorrow, which I'm filming Saturday the 14th of July. But yeah, I think any sane person would tell me to stop collecting. And there was, I think there have been times where I have really contemplated like just ceasing all collecting activity. I think it would probably save me some kind of sanity. It definitely saved my bank account. But there was someone told me once that the popular quote is, "You only live once." But in reality, you live every day. You only die once. So enjoy every day to its fullest. And so I don't think I can quit collecting. I think this is something that I will be doing probably for the rest of my life. Even if I don't read as much manga as I used to, I think the act of, picking up a volume every now and then being able to read it while it's in my hand is something that I will cherish, because reading is something that has kind of formed me into the person I am. If it wasn't for books and manga and comics, I truly don't know if I would be here today. The medium of the written word and art have kept me company when there was nothing else to keep me company. And I think that is why I love manga.